Hi guys, this is Mohit Musani from Screen Bench, and today we have Sheila Houlihan with us, and she's an Indian American actress. The best part about her is that she's not just an actress; she's a dancer and writer as well, and she loves to sing, and we will make sure that she sings on screen. So wait for that, and in a very short span of time, Sheila has worked in many of the A-list movies in Hollywood, including The Little Things, where she worked along with Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and who's the third A-lister, huh?
Yeah, Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, yeah, Jared Leto. So how was that experience, Sheila?
Wow, I mean, it was incredible. It's really hard to sum up my experience, and I've struggled with this every time I've talked about the project because Denzel Washington is such a good, kind, and ultimately very spiritual man. And as is John Lee Hancock. So the experience was really transcendent. It wasn't a typical film experience. It weren't just people gathered together in collaboration to make a movie. It was a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
And that was the feeling that I got every time I stepped onto set and worked with Denzel. Is he just is so open and loving and giving, and he's very deeply spiritual man. So I remember distinctly there was one moment where he felt conflict with what was written in the script, so he went back to his own tent and prayed and took some time to really feel what was right for the story and what resonated with his soul before we all came back on set.
Yeah.
So to that end, it was such a different experience, but it was beautiful, and it taught me so much about really kind of what energy you want when you are collaborating to create a film.
Exactly, I once had the opportunity to meet Mel Gibson, and I was so freaked out, I could not even ask for a selfie. I was like, "You do a great job, dude." So yeah, and Sheila, you've been involved in such amazing movies like the Wonderland Murders. That's a documentary, I believe, and
TV show, yes.
it's a TV show.
Yeah.
And then you've been in Z Nation as well, and A Meal with Dad, and so there's a lot of stuff where your feet are in. So what's your real calling?
My real calling. I've always felt that. So we can think of storytelling as the oldest art form known to man, right?
Yeah.
Once so many thousands of years ago, once mankind figured out how to eat and survive, and we had that under somewhat of a control.
True.
The really first artistic, creative medium was storytelling.
True.
And to that end, I think that storytelling is the most beautiful, most pure way of creating. It's what compels me. And as an artist, what I find the most interest in is storytelling that uplifts primarily marginalized voices or seeks to make a difference, right? I'm also a producer and a writer, and right now I'm actually really excited. I'm producing a hybrid feature film, one of the first of its kind, that has official distribution
All the
with Twitch.
best of luck for that.
We have Academy Award nominated cinematographer and a celebrity cast and director, and we have talks about a pretty legendary photographer who wants to come on and do the stills photography for it. So this whole project is blossoming, but really it's centered around my desire to create a piece centered around mental health and to sort of generate more dialogue about mental health, which is this huge crisis sweeping the world that we have yet to really follow through and honor, right? People are still suffering, and we to this day haven't taken enough time, in my personal opinion, to really prioritize people in crisis. So as an artist, as an actor, singer, producer, writer, what have you, I am inspired to tell and live and breathe and repeat stories that are centered around marginalized experiences, centered around empowerment. If we think of storytelling as the ultimate medium to give any sort of message across whatsoever, then I believe I want to be aligned with those stories that do make a difference, that do touch a child anywhere all over the world and make them feel not alone.
Yeah. Even I make instant stories at 3 a.m. in the morning when my mom does not open the door.
You're hilarious. So
Instant stories, man.
Yeah.
I'm really good with that.
Oh, I love that. That's hilarious.
So
so that's what motivates me.
I've been locked out of my house once.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Has that happened to you?
A couple times, certainly. It happens, Mistakes happen.
And I have to sleep in the car and
Now I just call and ring the doorbell enough. For me, it's been a thing of not communicating, or I'm a forgetful person, so I've often forgotten to take my keys before going out.
same here.
Come home and go, oh God, here we go. Yeah, how
Most
do we?
of the time
Please.
I lock my car keys inside the car and then it's all trouble.
It's all over from there. Yeah.
So Sheila, can we have something, a song or something?
You want a song?
Of course, I want you to sing.
Sure, absolutely. What kind of song?
Any kind that you would love, or something
Okay.
new that you've come up with, or something that is close to you.
Sure, yeah, I have a song. It's a really short, simple one by Florence and the Machine called No Choir. It's one of my favorite songs. It's about how the most beautiful things in life happen when there isn't a bunch of fanfare surrounding it. It's not our achievements who make us. It's the little moments of love and happiness that we share with friends and family. So it's one of my favorite things. It's really special to me. And it's short, so I'm happy to sing it if you'd like that. Okay, this is No Choir. And it's hard to write about being happy, 'cause the older I get, I find that happiness is a sort of boring and incidental subject. There would be no grand choir to sing, no chorus to come in about two people sitting doing nothing. But I must confess, I did it all for myself. I gathered you here to pipe from some vast, unnameable sea. But the loneliness never left me. I always took it with me, but I can put it down in the pleasure of your company. There will be no grand choir to sing, no chorus would come in, no ballad would be written, it'll be entirely forgotten. And if tomorrow it's all over, at least you have it for a moment. Darling, things seem so insane, but for a moment we were able to be still. There would be no grand choir to sing, no chorus would come in, no ballad would be written, it'll be entirely forgotten.
This was so beautiful. I'd cry if it wasn't so humid over here.
You're so sweet. Thank you. I love that song. It's a wonderful song.
This was impeccably good. No, good is not a good adjective. Impeccable.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how was it working on Z Nation and movies like that? all your A-list
Yeah.
movies. And first of
Let me see,
all,
I'll pick out a specific one for you.
hold on a second. Did you, as a child, ever imagine that Warner Brothers would sign you up, you would work for Lionsgate?
No, it's beyond my wildest dreams. You know, as a child, I'm glad you actually asked that because this is something that's really important to me. Thank you. I think as
So
children,
you're sending the cookies, right?
huh?
You're sending the cookies, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, as children, I think we are too often pigeonholed and motivated by the fear of our parents, right? And I
Yeah.
want to honor that fear. You know, so many of us have parents who have struggled through so much.
Exactly.
And truly, from a loving place, want nothing but the best for their children. But sometimes that place of fear can limit a child, right?
True.
And so as such, I think so many children don't have the capacity or the safety or the space or the wherewithal to dream. To think, hey, maybe one day I could be in a Warner Brothers film, right?
Exactly.
And I think that's something that I wish to hope to inspire or show parents with my own career and my own work is that yes, of
can
course,
be anything.
get your child the best education that you can, give them the tools for success, but also if they have a calling deep inside their soul,
Exactly.
something that they yearn for more, let them call, let them answer the call because the worst sort of the spiritual death that we can invoke on our children is silencing those dreams. So it's interesting you asked me that because I'm lucky that I had parents who didn't silence my own dreams, but I think just living in a society where we let fear sort of rule our lives, it wasn't something I even considered could be possible,
True.
And I wonder how many
Especially
other
from
geniuses, like genius intellectuals or academics or creatives, we have accidentally silenced by telling them that dreaming is futile.
Yeah, the most important thing, and I plan to do this on my own as well, is to teach your kids to dream. Because
Yeah.
when they dream, they have enough affirmation in themselves and enough confidence that parents kill as the child grows up. I mean, when the child is all small, they're giving him or her so much confidence, overconfidence. But as soon as the child starts growing up and gets into school and this and that, they try to, put them in a straight line. And,
Yeah, exactly.
they want doctors or engineers, and that's it. Especially considering the part of where we kind of belong from, where we have our roots from. So yeah, that is a big problem.
Oh yes, we do. We have our doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Doctor, engineer,
The
banker.
trifecta.
And there's doctor, engineer.
Yeah,
or
exactly. No, it's we as a world must recognize that by silencing those voices, we stifle possibility. And I think letting children be curious, letting them explore different passions or dreams is the most important thing that we can do.
Exactly. Like I watched this random video many years back on Facebook, and the only point there was that as children we have so much faith in ourselves that if we want to be a scientist, an astronaut, a farmer, or whatever, we are so sure that we are gonna be that. Like I wanted to be a scientist, and now the most I do is mix powdered juice and water. That's the most science I can do.
We've got a real scientist here talking about science.
Yeah, powdered juice and do
Powdered juice.
yeah. So there's a lot of confidence when you are a child, and if parents support that, then we will have tons of Bill Gates, tons of Elon Musks, tons of Jeff Bezos, things like that. So and these
Exactly. We have to foster innovation, right?
Yeah.
Rather than trample it down. We
Yeah.
must foster it.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Well, this is, I'm so sorry, and you're probably gonna have to edit this out, but we are nearing 1:30, and that is the time that I must leave, so
oh
thank
yeah, I'm
you,
so
this
sorry,
has
Sheila.
been wonderful.
I'll have to cut this part as well. So thank you, Sheila, for joining us. All the best for your future ventures, and stay in touch.
Yes, please, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, all the
All right.
best.
Goodbye. Thank you for coming. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, it was such a pleasure talking with
It
you.
was a pleasure here as well.
It was fun, we had a good time.
Yeah.